Welcome to Wednesday. So today I want to try and complete 4 jobs. The first one being cleaning up the head of Nigel's engine. Now, the gasket that was put in there before, it's had a head gasket done before, is the wrong gasket. It's a multi-layer gasket and it wasn't needed, and that might just be the reason why it has failed. Next job will be the custom missile, getting to the bottom of why it suddenly developed an electrical fault. But because I've still got this car, it means the funds aren't really there to do a skim on Nigel's head. But looking into this, I've found that it's not always necessary. So with a jolly good cleanup, I shall find out whether this block doesn't need it at all. But after all, it hasn't overheated. It only just started to go, and there's no pitting, there's no erosion of the head. So that's all a good sign. I also need to have another dabble with Project Marjorie. And finally, Project Max. I'm going to have to put that up for sale as well. I've had a couple of people interested, but it's not turned into anything yet. But yes, time for it to go up, I think. Right, that's quite nicely cleaned up actually, and I've checked it with a flat edge, a ruler's flat edge, and there's no warping on there whatsoever. And I've cleaned the block up as well, so that all looks rather tickety-boo. The question is it good enough? You see, as I look very close here, I can see just a little bit of erosion there and another tiny bit just there. So the question is that too much? If I was rather sarcastically answering my own question, I might say something like, well, the gasket has to stop the mixture of gases and water, coolant. Can you see water molecules? No. Can you see gas molecules? No. Can you see erosion? Yes. There's your answer. Except for one thing, and that is that I actually have a head gasket here, which I had given to me about a year back by a nice chap called James. And this is the type of gasket I need, which is a single layer elastomast. And looking at where these rubbery bits are along there, I can see that the rubber seal goes along there and it goes around there, and then we have some metal seals that just go around there, so that isn't affected anyway. Anyway, I will indeed be coming back to that just a little bit later on. Back to Marjorie the GTI, and I've been informed by a nice chap called Max that underneath the carpet where the ECU is based, I knew that bit, it has a flashing light, and I knew that bit as well. But that flashing light with ignition on basically gives you a code for what's wrong with the car. You just got to count how many times it flashes. That's slightly confusing. According to that, one flash means a defective oxygen sensor, and I've just looked and it hasn't even got one. So how defective is that? Maybe it doesn't know it hasn't got one. Maybe it's got the wrong computer. Just tried that again, it's come up with 7 flashes, which means faulty position sensor, faulty or unplugged. But I've already changed that. And now 7 flashes followed by 9. Well, it's non-stop with this one. The cylinder sensor apparently is also reading a fault, and that's inside the distributor cap. It's got a new distributor cap, so well, I'll have to take it off. I'll have to just take it off and find out, won't I? Yeah, that's given me a thought actually. I know that the digicap and leads were replaced, but what about this unit? Quite possibly not. Both no good. Pointless tat. Yeah. Quite a lot of time has gone already today. Senior Mustard has only just gone. He's been doing some investigation for me to find out why there's an electrical issue with the custard missile. And it turns out that the regulator on the alternator that I fitted, that looked brand new, wasn't working. So that's two of them with exactly the same fault. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't expect that to happen, but it does. So, poor Nigel. I had a dream last night that this car got vandalised, and today it has, because I've robbed its alternator to bung on the custard mobile out there. Okay, I've come down to the corner where Max hangs out and the yard cap can be seen, if it's going to be seen, usually down here. And look, having Max here means I have got all the parts to find out what is wrong with the Marjorie. Yeah, let's find out. Let's take that off. Not this, that. That was a good start. I dropped my 8mm socket down here somewhere never to be seen again, no doubt. I can't see it anywhere. There's one thing I definitely do not like about these Honda engines. It's these things here. Trying to get these off. About 10 minutes of finding out whether Project Marjorie is about to run properly. Could this be the one that makes it work properly? Bit flat there. Let's try again. So, this time, no starty at all, no fault code on the ECU. Time to disconnect the battery again. Engine management lights straight back on, running exactly the same. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 9 again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've changed the two things that the code is telling me is wrong with the car. Yet the code is still the same as there being something wrong with the car. That's super strange. So next I'm going to fit this, which come off Marjorie, onto Max and see whether this is actually okay, because if it is, then Max will still run quite well. Perfect. Oop. Starts perfectly. So what is the computer diagnosis actually telling me? It's giving me the runaround, isn't it? It's telling me something that isn't true, because that component is obviously perfectly okay, because it works in this car. Look how horrible my hands are. They've not got terribly dirty or anything, but they're just stains, like spider legs, big fat spider legs that are too fat for real spiders. Gosh, I'm actually scaring myself doing that. How incredibly blue is that? Conclusion for today. The custard missile is now fixed and is for sale again. Marjorie, the 216 GTI, is still not fixed. The 416 GTI, known as Max, is still not for sale, and it should have been. And Nigel is still not put back together, but it does have some bits cleaned up. And I will decide tomorrow whether that head needs skimming once and for all. But so far, it looks like it probably doesn't. And I say probably, I mean, yeah, it doesn't really. One of the things that I really like about the Rover 45 is that although it's a sensible car, it's a sensible and classy looking old car, when you feel like being a bit silly, it actually does the job. You can fling it around a little bit, fling it around in a rather gentlemanly manner, rather than acting like a complete hooligan. You can enjoy a little bit of enthusiastic driving because it does stick rather well on the bends. And to demonstrate exactly what I'm talking about, watch this. Yes. 30 miles per hour, heading straight for the lights. No intention of slowing down. And look at that, I took my chance and I got through without any kind of problem. What's next? Bit of a curve. Handled that really well. And I can see up ahead of me, the lights are on red. That means I can get the opportunity to properly try these brakes out. Slowing down now, down to 20. And there we go. It stopped without any drama. Setting off again, a performance run. Here we go. Into second gear. And there we go, we're at 30 miles per hour already and into fourth. Here we go, another bend coming up here. Or, well, it's kind of a curve actually. I'm doing 30. Should I slow down for it? That's the question. I don't appear to be doing. I have the confidence to keep on going at 30 miles per hour over the brow of this hill. And not only that, I'm approaching a red light again. So what do? Slow down now, or be brave and just keep going? No, I'm just going to have to apply the brake. There we go. And bring it down to a standstill. Oh, look at that. 10 miles per hour. And I continue my journey. Well, I've got a very long way to go, so I may as well just settle down, pretend I've got Radio 4 on, and just enjoy the drive.